For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
We are examining whether a U.S. central bank digital currency would improve upon what is an already safe and efficient domestic payment system.
They never talk about the nature of this CBDC. What is it actually going to look like? They never talk about that. Right. But I heard one European central banker tell me what it's going to look like. He saw it. He was invited to one of the old central banks in Europe that are very much promoting this. And they showed him. And, he's a top, executive director of another central bank in Europe. And there's no reason to believe that he was telling me a story. And he was around this large. This is the mark of the beast. And would be implanted under your skin. So that is the plan. Right. And of course that has other implications on top of what we've mentioned, on top of the control aspects, because that actually enters your body, maybe violates human dignity, and can be then used for even in terms of functionality beyond the monetary and economic transaction purposes.
What they're trying to do is slowly but surely take baby steps so that we don't notice.
Well, you just have a fish and you have central bank digital currency, put those two things together and what have you got?
What did Suncorp actually tell their customers? So this is again the mass email communication from the 12th of August of this year. So they said, quote, "Technology follows us everywhere nowadays. What used to be a phone attached to the wall is now an entire universe in our pockets. Considering how much closer we are with technology, it makes sense for the next step to be keeping it inside our bodies with microchips, right? To learn more about the future of human microchips, its benefits and risks, click below." So the only thing I have an issue with that quote, Martin, is so when it says it makes sense for the next step for the chips to be inside our body, that to me doesn't sound like a neutral position. That seems like an editorial position by Suncorp, because they're saying it just makes sense that we should be doing this.
Yeah, well, if they had a neutral position, and knowing how controversial this issue was, why would you go near it, right?
Exactly.
Is there some agenda that we don't know, but in the context of some of the other things we know around the world that's happening with the use of microchips, maybe it's not quite so neutral as it might first appear, and maybe it's a little bit of let's see what happens.
If you can only pay for things using the microchip in your hand, and the government doesn't want you to buy certain types of products, could you imagine? I mean, you get cut off.
You get cut off, and you can't do anything then. And this is why there's this movement back to cash. I used to be very pro, hey, get rid of cash. Cash is trash. That used to be something I used to say because I'm an investor and I believe in, in passive income and buying actual assets. But when the actual physical cash started to get vilified by governments, right? That there's on their paper money, don't use cash, go to digital, go contactless. There's a reason, right? And we started to see this come out of the World Health Organization. You started to see this consolidation of power around.
In conjunction with these new tax laws that want you to report all transactions down to a $12 Venmo, right? Okay, these things now are very convenient.
And she, even in that NBC piece, I don't know if you caught it, she said not even have to carry any cash at all.
When Elias Brotberger goes to work, he doesn't need ID, and he doesn't need money. In fact, much of what he needs to get through the day is hidden right there, just below the surface, in his hand.
Like, you don't have to carry any cash, nothing at all that you carry. It's all right in your wrist. It's a government implantation that lets you do everything. To me, I say, hell no. Hell no. Give me my cash. I don't trust you guys at all. I know where this is going. And to me, it's all a consolidation of power. I mean, the tracking, knowing where people are, being able to find and monitor all of their transactions.